Hello there, adventurers. It's B2, and we're going to talk a little bit about Epic RPG again today, specifically how to make money. So stay tuned. So typically the best way to make some cash, some loot, some money is going to be through the trade command, RPG trade. So you're going to pop in here and it's going to tell you the trades for your level. Now, in our chat and in most chats, there is like some pinned messages and it's going to tell you the most effective way to farm. It's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to follow. It's going to tell you if you're in A1, your best way to make money is to fish. In A2 is to chop, A3 is to axe. It's also going to give you some options for what the best use of yours is. So I'm only saying that because you're going to farm certain levels. And for instance, A5 and A8 are going to be two really huge levels, as well as A9. And I'm going to explain why, right? So if I look at the commands, I do RPG help. It's going to give you a list of all the commands that you do. So starting at level 2, you can enchant. You can also do training. Level 3, you can use the axe. You can net, you can pick up. So axe is going to be obviously wood. Net's going to be obviously fish. And pickup's going to be like off the ground for apples and bananas and stuff like that. So typically there are suggested things per level. And again, in our chat, it's in the pinned messages. It's also going to scroll down and show you what you should be trading before you do the dungeons. This is important, right? So why B2 is that important? I'm going to send you over to the Epic Trade here, and I'm going to explain it to you. So if I was, let me click back on there. If I'm in Area 3, now I'm going to trade 3 logs to an apple, right? But I'm going to trade here, I'm going to trade 1 log to 1 fish. It's also going to allow me to trade back 1 fish for 1 log, right? So if I change everything at A3 over to fish, and I convert it all to fish, right? Then here's what's going to happen. Let's say I turn 3 logs into 1 apple, and then I come back in area 4 and I trade those apples back to 4 logs. I'm going to get basically a 25% increase, right? So that makes sense. I'm going to go from 3 to 4. So 1 of 4 is 25%. Easy math, like, you know, but it's going to be a 0.25 multiplier or something crazy, right? But if I trade all my logs to fish here, then when I get to area 4, I can now trade all those fish back to logs. I'm going to double my inventory of logs just by doing that simple trade, right? So that makes sense. Everybody gets that. So as you go through, you're going to see like there's no difference between 4 and 5 here, right? It's 2 for 1, 4 for 1, rubies, like it's just all the same. So, but it's going to tell you the best trade is the apple. Why is that? If I trade 4 logs to 1 apple, then when I beat dungeon 5 and I go to 6, I can trade those apples back for 15 logs, almost 4 times. A 3.75 multiplier, it tells you right here. So if I have, if I have 1,000 apples, I'm going to trade those back for 15,000 logs. Why is that important? Well, because you're going to come back down here and you're going to trade, you're going to do like, look, you're going to trade for logs again, and then you're going to trade those to apples, right? So here you're going to get 15 times, you know, on your investment, but you're going to trade them back to apples again here. Why? Because you're going to get another 50% boost just by going from D8 to D9. So you're going to turn all those logs back to apples again. And let's say now if you have 100,000 logs and you trade them down and then back, you're going to have 150,000 logs when you come back into D9 and make that trade. That's important because people will farm A5 here and they'll farm it. I mean, like really, really heavy. You'll see people with like 50,000 apples because, you know, think about that, right? You're going to go 50,000. I see people that just get to level 45 or 50 just in A5. It's crazy because if I trade 50,000 in times 15, that's going to be 750,000 logs on there. Now, people think, well, that's kind of crazy. That's a little bit insane. There's 2 reasons why you would do that. If you come back in and you look at your armor, right? So if you look at recipes too, your edgy armor is going to cost you right here. That's 250,000. Well, 251,000, right? to get your edgy sword just in wood. So now if you have 1,000,000 logs, you'd have 750,000 less. And to craft like your ultra edgies, you're gonna need even more than that. I don't even know what the command is for those. Ultra maybe? I don't know. Anyway, I'm sure you guys can put in the comments what that command is, but I haven't gotten that far yet. I did time travel one, and so when you, let's see, RPG, help, if you time travel at level 11, so what you do is you get your ultra edgy sword and armor, you complete dungeon 10, which is just really, there's a bot in this epic RPG room that tells you what to hit. It's super easy mode. But the fun ones are dungeon 11s, 12, and 13. They're solo dungeons, and you get to do like a little map game where you dodge fire and hit a dragon. Super cool. I'll do a video on that. But that takes level 70, and you have to get the ultra armor. So, so when I look and I say, let's go in here. If I go into this server and I type A7, it's going to tell me the working command, right? The guide. So look, pickaxe if you have less than 10 million, boat if you want to raise your XP level, and ladder if you want to get more resources because of the trades. It's going to tell you for Dungeon 7, you need to be close to level 50, attack 240, defense 235. You have to have a defense 253 if you only want to take 1 hit point of damage. Basically, you would be a carry at that point, a hard carry. And then it tells you armor and then enchantment levels, what you should look for. And it tells you what loot boxes you should be buying. Really, really super cool, right? So in ours, though, we have different things on here to help you out. So if you're going to go to Epic Dungeons and you come back down, you're going to have a guide here to tell you what you need on here, right? So stats aren't required. But if I'm going to go for D8, I need a 247, 262. I need to be riding 420 life on there. So so you'll see it just makes sense on there. I hope that's all that you need as far as getting the trades in. So I'm going to show you what you do, right? If you RPG with an I, that's your inventory, it's going to tell you what you have in your stock. I don't like to trade my logs out. I'm really not a big fan, but I do like to get rid of the fish. RPG, you can dismantle your golden fish and then all, right? Well, all with 2 L's because the game is just super unforgiving. There are some shortcut commands, but we'll put it in there. So I got 888 fish for it. I know that I'm trading in apples, so if I do RPG trade, I can do an RPG trade all and trade them to wood for right now because I'm going to trade them to apples and then back into wood at the end anyway. So I don't really need to do that like right now, right? It's not totally necessary, but I do like to keep my inventory tight and not, trade out. So RPG dismantle, and then you would do banana all to get it down to apples for 108 off of that. So I've got 9,000 apples, not huge, but I am going to trade those 9,000 for 15,000. So 9,000 apples times 15 logs, it'd be 135,000 logs basically. So you get how important that is. Rack that onto the 38. The near 38K, you're talking about 173. Still pretty far off from the 250 I need, and even further off of, like, I think it's 850 for all the ultra edgy stuff. So, got a lot of farming to do here. I've been lucky on wolf skin zombie eyes because, when you look at the RPG recipes too, it's going to tell you, like right here, I need 50, 50, 50, 35, and 15. So mermaid hairs, I'm doing pretty good. I've got 47. I can basically, I think there is there's a mermaid armor. I guess I could do a hair sword, but I don't want to spend the wood for it, so I'm not going to do that. I'll just wait until I can get the edgy up here. It's not going to raise my stats too much. So, so you get it. Let me see what else I can show you on here. Oh, guilds. Yeah, that was one that I actually wanted to do a separate video on, but there's just not enough content there. It's just a 2-minute quick deal. With the RPG guild command, you need to be in level area 4 to be able to join one. So the benefits of joining a guild are this dual bonus right here. And so every level is a 2% bonus. I've seen somebody up with like 46 or 48 bonus on a duel. That's crazy. But the way it works is you're going to duel every time your duel comes up in the command. You're going to duel because it's just important to keep raising your level of your guild, right? So right now we're level 8 with a 16% bonus. This is a very important rating here. It's your defense. it's gonna determine how often you win when you get raided. So it is let's see, what's today? Tuesday. So we only had 3 days. We've been raided basically 7 times a day this week, 7.3 times. We'll probably end up getting raided tonight as well. But there's a 2-hour cooldown, and then what you'll do is an RPG guild, and you'll check your timer. We have about an hour and 25 minutes left on here. You're going to do an RPG guild raid, and it's going to go after... usually you can actually target people by using a number after raid, but if you do the ranking right, so RPG guild rank, it's going to show you that the top rated guilds, look at this defense, 379, 333, you get defense from dueling, you know, and I try to get within 2 or 3 levels of the person that I'm dueling to make it, you know, more beneficial for me, but you can see that at a 310, we don't deserve to be in the top 10, honestly. Like, our guys have to get way more active, so I started tracking who was at what level, you know, at the beginning of the week, and we're going to go back and make sure we have an active roster. If not, we're going to make some cuts and then swap people out for some more activity. So if you wanted to join our guild, you can definitely get on our server. You just have to come in and send me an invite at the B23417 down here. I'll friend you. We'll throw you an invite to the server and get you in. And you can play with the guys in the main channel, right? So, oh, look at that. Base Hunter, Ace Hunter, Face Hunter. Getting a little extra log action in there, right? So one other thing too is your horse. You're gonna want that, but I got lucky. I'm a tier 8 horse. I'm a shameful level 18. So don't browbeat me too much in the comments. Like, I get it. I just don't want to spend any money on my horse until my next time travel, and then I'll raise my horse up. But I get 80% extra coins. I get an immortality if I die during hunt or adventure. I get 3 times as many loot boxes dropped, no keys for dungeons, which saves money, and a 1.5 chance to drop a monster item, which is nice. It's a little bit of an increase on there, and then some better enchantments. So anyway, that's some keys to the game. It's kind of a walkthrough on trading items, and hopefully that made sense. If not, hit the comments, and we'll definitely get you guys squared away. All right, adventurers, go out and make those levels. I'll see you.